welcome to This Explainer. Okay, if you've ever tried to launch a marketplace or a community, you already know about the absolute nightmare that is the cold start problem. It's the ultimate catch-22. Today, we're diving straight into a really fascinating strategic challenge. How do you conquer that exact hurdle? We're taking a close look at a platform called Mentor Exchange and their highly engineered blueprint to build a massive, reciprocal network from the ground up. This isn't just about building another app, it's about constructing a totally new economy of human experience. And honestly, Mentor Exchange's vision for growth is incredibly compelling. Let's get into it.
So here's our strategic roadmap for This Explainer. We're going to cover the mentoring paradigm shift, the reciprocal exchange model, B2B land and expand, the community ambassador engine, beating the competition, and finally, the path to scale.
Starting right off with Section 1, the mentoring paradigm shift.
Look, the old way we used to organize human knowledge, it's fundamentally constrained. Legacy mentoring is just rigid. It's totally hierarchical. Expertise usually flows in just one direction. Think of a senior executive talking down to a junior employee. You're completely locked into this single assigned relationship. But Mentor Exchange flips that entirely. Experience flows both ways. In this model, your relevant experience is what actually defines your value, not some fancy job title. It creates this constantly growing, reciprocal circle of useful connections. Think about your own career. How many times have you needed super specific, tactical advice rather than a long-term, formal mentor? That is exactly the gap they're filling.
Moving on to Section 2, the reciprocal exchange model.
So how do they actually pull off this two-way street in a software platform? It all comes down to a super simple three-step cadence. Listen to this. Give an hour, earn a credit, learn from someone else. By using this clever credit system, they literally separate the act of giving from the specific person you receive help from. For example, you might spend an hour giving a young graduate some interview advice, earn your credit, and then turn around and spend that exact credit to have a seasoned CFO look over your startup's business plan. It's brilliant because it makes the network infinitely scalable. Everyone has something to teach, and everyone has something to learn, giving every single user a reason to just keep coming back.
When you dive into their brand identity, words like human, intelligent, warm, and credible pop out immediately. They are running as far away as possible from that clunky corporate HR software vibe. By creating a digital space that actually feels calm and open, we're talking generous spacing, rounded corners. It signals to users that they're entering a real supportive community, not just filling out some sterile corporate compliance form. The whole visual identity reinforces the core behavior they want to see, which is genuine approachability and connection.
Which brings us to Section 3, B2B land and expand.
Because let's be honest, having a great product means absolutely nothing if you don't have users, right? But trying to find individual users out in the wild is crazy expensive. So they're using what's essentially a Trojan horse strategy. They sell organizational licenses to founding organizations. Think large employers, universities, major charities. This instantly imports ready-made, pre-vetted communities into the platform, entirely bypassing that dreaded empty room problem most social apps face on day one. It's a fantastic way to guarantee immediate liquidity in their marketplace.
And this creates a beautifully predictable go-to-market motion. Step 1, they recruit 10 founding organizations across different complementary sectors. Step 2, they run tightly supported paid pilots. Step 3, and honestly, this is where the magic happens, they connect cross-organization exchanges. Suddenly, an employee at company A is mentoring a student from University B. Finally, Step 4, they convert those pilots into annual licenses. This generates recurring B2B revenue while seamlessly expanding the network's overall value for everyone involved.
Next up, Section 4, the community ambassador engine.
Now, to reach way beyond the corporate desk, ambassadors are literally hitting the streets, neighborhoods, campuses, local events, and they're armed with this incredibly empowering campaign question. What could you teach someone in 1 hour, and what would you like help with? Think about the psychology of that opening for a second. It doesn't ask for a massive favor. It doesn't try to sell a subscription right out of the gate. It immediately validates the person's own expertise, designed entirely to uncover the hidden skills sitting inside everyday communities.
Which begs a really fascinating question. How exactly do you convert these face-to-face neighborhood interactions into an ethical, highly efficient member acquisition machine, especially without making it feel like some cheap door-to-door sales pitch? It's a very delicate balance to strike when you're trying to scale a community. Well, by analyzing the best field sales operators out there, Mentor Exchange is borrowing all the top-tier territory tactics, but they're explicitly rejecting the toxic ones. They studied models from places like HelloFresh and major charities, totally adopting their simple offers, trackable rep codes, and structured territory management. But they vigorously, and I mean vigorously, avoid high-pressure signups, discount-led customers, and those brutal commission-only cultures that force vulnerable people into buying things they don't even need. The whole goal here is sustainable growth built on genuine interest.
To protect the brand, they enforce absolute trust and safety non-negotiables. We're talking ambassadors strictly 18 or older, guaranteed hourly wages so there's none of that desperate pure commission pressure. They always work in supervised pairs, they never, ever enter homes, and they absolutely have to get totally separate clear consent before filming any viral content. It ensures these young ambassadors are kept entirely safe while gathering powerful community insights. It basically proves that you actually can run street-level marketing with true integrity.
All right, Section 5, beating the competition. So how does this wild, dual-pronged corporate and grassroots strategy actually hold up against massively funded competitors? Well, it gives them brilliant market positioning. While legacy giants like MentorClick and Cooper are out there fighting over formal HR dashboard features, pushing these single-employer, heavily administered ROI-heavy programs, Mentor Exchange is zagging. They're building a massive competitive moat simply by owning the cross-company, community-first space. They're informal, they're reciprocal, they're human-toned. They aren't just selling software to HR. They're building an interconnected network that transcends any single corporate firewall.
And finally, Section 6, the path to scale. To turn this incredibly ambitious prototype into repeatable organizational pilots, the platform is targeting a £250,000 early-stage investment. This utilizes the UK's SEIS tax relief scheme for early-stage startups, which is huge. It's the exact injection of capital designed to fund them through their next crucial 15 to 18 months of validation, proving out their unit economics and establishing that absolutely vital initial network density.
And they're absolutely laser-focused on where every single pound goes. Exactly 40% goes straight into building out the product and engineering layer. Another 24% is dedicated to acquiring and delivering those critical founding organization pilots. Then 16% secures trust, safety, and data. It's a beautifully lean, milestone-led spend designed to build the core platform and execute those initial cohorts without setting money on fire with vanity marketing. Every pound is directed toward proving the core loop actually works.
And they hold themselves totally accountable to some very specific 18-month North Star metrics. See, success for Mentor Exchange isn't measured in empty app downloads or, vanity registrations. It is grounded in hard operational milestones. 10 contracted founding organizations, 100,000 fully activated members, and crucially, this is the big one, 500 completed exchanges with measurable outcomes. That proves that real reciprocal exchanges are actually taking place and delivering tangible value to the people participating.
Which leaves us with this pretty provocative thought to wrap up our explainer today. If every single community, every campus, every office building out there contains incredible hidden knowledge, is this engineered flywheel of B2B distribution and grassroots reciprocity the exact blueprint we need to finally unlock it all at scale? Just think about it. What could you teach in just 1 hour? And what could you learn in return? Thanks for learning with me today, and keep exploring.